What is going on, guys? Jeez, there's already 5 people on here. You guys are quick. All right, so earlier today or earlier this week, I posted a survey thing to ask me questions on Instagram. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, that's a good way to interact with me and ask questions. So I'm going to answer some of those questions here, and then I'm going to go over a few things kind of just going on within my life, and then we'll answer some more questions on like the live stream right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and scroll through some of these questions that I got on Instagram. Let's see. What's the hardest part about medical school? That's kind of a hard question to answer, but I would say just studying all the time is literally the hardest part about it. Whenever you have free time, you should probably be spending that time studying. So that's probably the hardest part, is just knowing that you should be studying all the time when you don't want to. Can we get weekly vlogs? Yes, I would love to do that for you guys, but my time is very limited. So I don't know. I think I would like to kind of like outsource my videos maybe to someone else to edit them, but I just don't know who would do that, and it would probably be pretty costly. So we would have to work out like a price and all that stuff. But if I could outsource my editing, then weekly vlogs would definitely be a possibility. Let's see. What's another good one? Any tips for a junior high school thinking for going medical? So if you're in junior high and thinking about med school, that's awesome that you're thinking that far ahead. I would just really focus on your classwork, do well in school, and then when you get the opportunity, I'm not sure if there's an age limit, but if you're able to, I'd definitely shadow a few doctors and see if it's something you like. Let's see. You start your first year. Sorry, I'm going to start saying the names of people asking these. Colin Boyle asked, I start my first year in med school in the fall. What piece of advice do I have for him? I would say relax, enjoy your free time now, because once you get started, you're not going to get it back. I wouldn't really study ahead of time. I think you won't really have a direction, and you'll just wish you did something fun. So definitely do something fun before you start med school, and then just get all the fun out so you're ready to buckle down as soon as you start. Let's see, what's another good one here? Let's see, Alejandro Bonilla, I think is how you say his name. He asked, what were some of the toughest challenges you faced in undergrad, and how did you overcome those challenges? Undergrad's pretty tough if you're doing a pre-med major, just because there's a lot of distractions in undergrad. Money is usually pretty tight in undergrad. So there's just a lot of challenges, wanting to hang out with friends, not having a ton of money to do fun things. And then on top of that, having to study and do really well. So I think there's just a lot of life balances in undergrad. But just know that it's temporary. Undergrad's only 4 to 5 years, or 3 years if you're really on top of your stuff. Just know it's temporary, and always think towards the future. And I think thinking about what, like sacrificing this time now to better my future is what really, really helped me get through that. Let's see, second question. Did you ever not do good in a class which led you to think medicine was not the right choice for me? I don't really think so, just because my undergrad classes were so biology specific. They weren't really medicine specific. So I know I have just kept it in mind that this is way more detail than I'd ever need to know as a physician. Like a microbiome course that I struggled in, like way more detail than you need to know as a doctor. So just know that usually your undergrad courses are kind of more geared towards like PhD level research and not really medicine per se. So yeah, I think just knowing that, it's just one class, it's not going to ruin your career, and just move on, just do the best you can and move on from it. I mean, even in med school, there's certain classes I did not do that great in, but it's just one class. Learn from your mistakes and move on. And if you really want to be a doctor, then one class definitely should not stop you from doing that. Let's see. Oh, What are your thoughts on masthetics, Gary and Simon? That is an interesting question. I don't want to take sides on that, especially since they're both sponsored by Ghost and Alpha, which I'm sponsored by. So I just hope they figure it out peacefully. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to watch, but it's also kind of sad. So hopefully they figure it out peacefully or civilly, professionally, and can move on from this. Um, let's see. Advice for a freshman pre-med, things you wish you knew. So I would take science courses. I wish I knew that I should have taken my bio, whatever, the first bio class and my first chemistry class. I wish I would have known to take those my first semester because I didn't take them until my second semester, and that just like pushed my whole schedule back. That actually like set me up to being late to take the MCAT. So by then, like, I could have rushed, but it was just really hard to catch up. So I think knowing that you should take your science courses, your core science courses, your first semester would really help. Um, but other than that, as a freshman, just try to do well. I don't know, for whatever reason, I was like, oh, freshman classes don't count. I fell into that stupid rumor, but they definitely count. They're on your GPA. So do the best you can in those courses. Let's see. All right, we'll answer one more here from Instagram. By the way, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's EJ_fitness. Same as, I don't know, my YouTube channel was that. I might have changed it. Let's see. One more question. One more question. How do you balance school, life, gym, and relationships, and some time management tips? It's really about just prioritizing, really. So obviously, I would say my relationship comes first. You know, really realizing kind of where you stand with your partner, and I mean, I'm not always the best at that, but I think trying to just spend time with them and see how they're doing, and that's kind of thing. Next is med school, so prioritize med school after that, studying. So, you know, if you have a light week, maybe you can spend a little bit less time studying and maybe other times or more time doing other things like working out or hanging out with friends. But if you know it's really crunch time, then you really have to prioritize med school and kind of push back some other things. And then, so same thing with the gym. I mean, gym comes kind of next for me. So if I have a light week of med school, everything's going great, then I'll try to go to the gym as much as possible. But if I have an exam coming up, or just an assignment or something like that, then I might skip out on the gym a little bit, focus more on school, and then just come back to it when school calms down a little bit. So hopefully that helps. It's really just kind of about prioritizing and trying to stay focused, planning ahead. Like one thing that I've found kind of beneficial is like I will pack my gym bag with gym clothes, pre-workout, all that stuff, BCAAs, get it ready to go. I'll take it with me to school. I'll just leave it in my car. And then as soon as I'm done with school, I'll just go straight to the gym. And that way, because usually I found myself like coming home from school, kind of unwinding, relaxing, like literally doing nothing. So I'd waste about like an hour, hour and a half just doing nothing because I was so tired from school. So I found like it was a lot more beneficial for me to literally just drive straight from school to the gym, change in the locker room, and then get my workout in and then go home. I felt like that was just a lot more time efficient. So hopefully that helped. Let's see. That'll probably be it for the Instagram questions. I'm going to check out your guys' questions on here. But first, I want to talk to you guys about a few things here. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I posted a video kind of alongside with Kevin, Dr. Jubal, Kevin, Med School Insiders. He's got two separate channels. So he posted a video recently kind of following up on the physician suicide talk. So he's doing a Save Our Doctors grant, and you can win up to $10,000 here. So the way you guys should definitely check out this video. Let's see, it's literally just called Save Our Doctors grant, went up to 10,000. And it's also on his vlog channel. So Kevin Jabal, MD, you guys can search this, but basically what we're doing is we're going to create a contest, where you upload a 3 to 5 minute video, or I think it's sorry, I think it's a 3-minute video that you upload, kind of stating your proposal on how we fix physician and or pre-med, med school physician suicide rates. And so the way we're funding this is we have a GoFundMe page. So we already have $200 raised out of 10,000, which is awesome. And so yeah, this is the GoFundMe page that you guys can donate on. Highly recommend checking out his video first so you guys understand everything that's going on. And then if you guys want, he has also a page. It's called medschoolinsiders.com/save-our-doctors, save-our-doctors, where you guys can find more about the grant. So he's just kind of talking about the problem and how you can support the cause. And 100% of the funds will go directly to the award recipient of the grant. So that's really cool. And I'm actually one of the judges for this grant. So you guys should definitely check it out. I think it'll be a really awesome cause, something that I really support and that I believe in. So yeah, I'll link that all. This is going to be on my live stream channel, so I'll link that all in the description so you guys can find those links. And I'll post it on Instagram, and I'll post it on future YouTube videos as well, just to kind of remind you guys. But yeah, I just want to talk to you guys about that. The next thing is, let's see, what's today? Today's Sunday, Thanksgiving's Friday, or sorry, Thanksgiving's Thursday, and then Black Friday is Friday, which means Ghost is launching a ton of new apparel. This is one of the new crew necks. It's actually a lighter weight material. It's not like a fleece like their last crew neck was, so it's pretty comfortable. We also have their holiday way. This is white chocolate peppermint bark, which I really like. This is one of my favorite ones. And then this is snickerdoodle, which is also really good. Both the flavors are on point. 100% whey, 25 grams of protein, 3 grams of carbs, 1.5 grams of fat. So really good stuff there. And then Alpha Clothing will also most likely be doing a sale for Black Friday. So if you guys are interested in that, both my discount codes are just EJFit, and that'll save you guys money on top of the sales for Black Friday. So keep in mind, Black Friday, if you guys want supplements, workout clothes, I got you guys covered. Okay, so that was my little plug. I'm going to answer some more questions here from the live stream and see what you guys are doing. What's up, guys? Let's see. How do I count macros at all right now? So I don't really count macros just because I'm not like working towards a specific goal right now. I take that back. I'm trying to gain weight, but I'm not like strictly counting macros towards gaining weight. I've just kind of been doing it. I mean, I did a whole contest prep where I literally counted every single meal for 16 weeks. So I have a pretty good idea of what I'm eating and my proportions and stuff like that. So right now I'm not really counting. Alec Rhodes asked, how did you survive renal? You have a final Tuesday. Man, renal's tough. Renal's really hard. I think what really helped me was just like taking a whiteboard and drawing each section of the kidney, and really just understanding what happens at each section, and then which drugs act on each section as well. Just repeatedly drawing that out helped a lot for me. Let's see. How early should one start shadowing? I mean, you can start as early as you want. I think maybe probably no earlier than junior high, but there also might be some age restrictions on that too. I'm not entirely sure. How's the jump from high school? Nicholas asked, how's the jump from high school to college? It's a good jump. I actually enjoyed it. You do have a lot more free time on your hands, so that is definitely a little bit harder to manage, but it's good. It's a great learning experience, and I wouldn't say the classwork is too much harder, especially your freshman year. Let's see. Sorry, scrolling through comments here. Levi asked, am I still going to be an ortho surgeon? I'm kind of actually leaning away from that direction now. Maybe I'll talk about that in a future video, but kind of I haven't rotated in ortho yet, but I rotated in surgery. And yeah, I don't know. There's kind of a lot of factors that are kind of like driving me away from surgery. So opinions on 3-year accelerated med schools. Marius, sorry if I'm butchering your name, asked that. I think they're good if you know you really want to do it, because I know there are some people. So I'm assuming you're talking about like a combined college and med school. If you're not, then I don't know. Med school is already really tough. You barely get a break. So I would say if you are 100% committed and you know you don't need any breaks, then it might be a good thing. But it's also really hard. Let's see. So, sorry, scrolling through comments here. PS4 or Nintendo Switch? PS4, I think. I actually don't play either of them, but I used to play PlayStation a lot. What medical fields are the most interesting to me? I'm not sure. I was really liking anesthesia, so that's really interesting me at the moment. Let's see. Maurice asked, "Yo, how do you work around pain?" So if something's hurting me, then I'm not gonna do it. I mean, there's I spent plenty of time of my life working through pain in gymnastics because you don't really have a choice. But now, I mean, if something's hurting, then there's absolutely no reason for me to do it. I would just take a break, maybe ice it if it's really that bad. Take some NSAIDs, ibuprofen, and give it rest, because if it's hurting, then it's probably inflamed, and that means you probably probably shouldn't be working out whatever's hurting. So if you're able to, just rest. I mean, you could do rest, ice, compress, elevate. um, let's see. Robert said, M1 student here, any advice for someone considering trying to build a more financial stability on med school? um, Growing social media, drop shipping, online selling. This could be like an entire 30-minute video, but I would say don't build social media for financial stability. Build social media because you want to do it, you want to help people, you want to interact. Because if you do it solely with the purpose of financial stability, then it's going to be very apparent, and people aren't going to want to follow you, just because you're going to be promoting a ton of stuff all the time and not really providing any value back. So I would say if you want to build financial stability, then I would probably look more towards investments, not really social media. And that in itself takes a lot of time, because you have to research your investments and watch your investments carefully. You could take max loans out for med school and put those loans in investments if you really wanted to, but you have to keep in mind that, like, usually med school loans are about 8%. So whatever you're investing in, you have to have higher than an 8% return, because otherwise it's not worth it, right? Because you're already getting 8% interest on that money you took out, and then if you're not making 8% or more than 8% back, then you're still losing money. So I would I would I would focus on, I don't know. I would just take out max loans and then see if there's something you can do with that money. So let's see. Arib asked, "Do I use Anki?" Yes, I do. Not all the time, but I do use it a lot. Ricio, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, asked, "What's my favorite sneaker of all time?" That's really tough. That's really tough. Let me see. I really actually like. I missed out on these, but they dropped like a year or two, or 2017. So I really like these. I don't know if they're my favorite sneaker of all time, but I just like them a lot. I don't have them, but let's see. My size 10, $620 resale right now. So probably not gonna be buying those anytime soon. But as of now, those are probably still my favorite. Let's see. Scrolling through some comments here. Ben, I'm glad you matched. That's awesome. Extreme Blast asks, "What do I think of bodybuilding without supplements?" You can 100% do bodybuilding without supplements. It's definitely not needed. supplements are just like icing on the cake, really. So as long as you have your nutrition on point, your training on point, then you'll be just fine. Killian asked, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 50 duck-sized horses? Probably 50 duck-sized horses. How do you manage your time with clinical rotations and studying other med subjects after school? That's really hard. Um, it's like you just have to come home knowing that you have to study, and being in the mindset that as soon as you come home, you're going to study. Or as soon as you come home, eat dinner, go to the gym, or run whatever errands, you're going to study after that. So it's pretty tough, but you just have to be very, very dedicated and plan out your day. Quick, if you guys want some ghost points, here are the points. Let's see if I can focus on this. It's not working. All right, this never works. All right, so the points are Pilates, cereal, dirty, tea. T-E-A as in tea. Pilates, cereal, dirty, tea. T-E-A. Free 500 points right there. All right. Michael asked, how tall am I? I'm 5'7" with shoes on. Pretty short. Anthony said, you look Latino. Are you? Actually, I'm not. I'm Filipino, Italian, Irish, and French. I mean, I guess, like, we do have some Spanish in us because Filipinos do, but yeah. So what do I think about UK medical students? I don't know. I think they're great. I don't really have much of an opinion on them, that they're going through the same thing that we're going through. I mean, medicine doesn't really change. It's still hard anywhere you study it, so I think they're doing just fine. David said he's currently a student pharmacist. Would I have any workout routines for winter time? I have a workout playlist. So here, I'll pull it up for you guys. What it is if you go to my channel, go to playlists, there's a workout playlist, and in the description, I usually post the time links of the workout section of every vlog. And that way you guys can go like straight to the workouts, and you guys can see what I do and why I do it. And I do voiceover, so I try to be like super specific on why I'm doing certain things. So here's the playlist. They don't really say anything about workouts really, but if you just go like so here's a video, and then if you just click workout voiceover advice right here, it'll take you straight to the workouts. So I don't have like a specific written out plan, but if you watch this playlist, I bet you'll learn a lot and you can utilize it for your workouts. Let's see. Answer some more questions here. Stan asked, what are my thoughts on undergrad research? I think if you're really interested in a research topic, then you should approach it, but it's not 100% necessary, especially if you want to go to med school. If you want to do like a PhD or something, then it's probably a lot more necessary, or a master's even. Randolph said, what's up? How's third year? What's up, man? It's pretty good. It's a lot better than second year, so I'm enjoying it. Rudra asked, how are Madison and I doing? We're doing great. Thank you for asking. Matt Gasparo said, you've been accepted to multiple medical schools. How do you decide which school to attend? You're really considering surgery, but one school is $20K more a year in Chicago than the other in Des Moines. So if you're considering surgery, then I don't know if they're both MD or DO, but if one's MD and one's DO, I would probably consider doing the MD one, not because that MDs are better than DOs, but there are some program directors in surgery programs who still think that. So if you really want to do surgery, then an MD would possibly be a better chance. But at the end of the day, it's what you make of your own application and how you basically sell yourself to that program. So MD does not always mean better. I just feel like it gives you a slightly better opportunity. You also should look at costs. So cost is a major thing. That was a major factor in me choosing my med school. So you want to look at especially in-state costs. So if you're in-state at a certain program, then I would choose that program, because if I were to go out of state, I would pay an extra $200,000 most likely at any other program. So paying off an extra $200,000 at like 6 to 8% interest is insane. So that made it a pretty easy choice for me. So I look into cost for sure. If costs are about the same, then look at location, um, and see if you could see yourself living in a certain location. Alexander asked, "How do you resist the temptation to eat out slash find time to cook, especially before big exams?" So if I know, like, if I have an exam on Friday or something like that, I'll cook like Monday, Sunday or Monday, cook through for the whole week, and that way I don't have to worry about eating slash going out. So I just really try to plan ahead and cook a lot of food beforehand, so I don't have to go out every single day. Let's see. Danielle, I think that's Danielle Russo asked, which was the most difficult exam I've ever had? From an Italian medical student in Rome. Hey, how's it going? Most difficult exam was probably my final exam. Well, step one was really hard. Step one was pretty difficult. That was actually, yeah, step one was hard, but I think my most difficult exam to date was my surgery shelf exam. I just like was not expecting any of that stuff, so that was really hard. Um, Canadian med schools versus American med schools. You should go to whatever med school that you think you'd be most successful at. I don't really know a ton about international medicine and all that stuff, but I mean, if you want to practice in Canada, then you should go to a Canadian med school. If you want to practice in America, then you should go to an American med school. Just because it's so much easier. You don't want to have to deal with all the international stuff of applying and licensing and all that stuff. High MCAT but low GPA, can it compensate? Definitely, because MCAT, so your MCAT is standardized throughout all the applicants, right? Every applicant takes the MCAT, but not every applicant has the same scale for your GPA. So actually, most med schools weigh your MCAT higher than your GPA because, I don't know, maybe one student at a college had a ton of easy professors who didn't want to grade anything and just gave everyone A's, where another student went to a school where the professor thought everyone should get C's, and then if you did really well, get a B or an A. So it really depends. Like, GPA is not a standardized thing where the MCAT is. Um, so yeah, MCAT's definitely better. All right. Raphael said, how low did your macros slash calories get on prep? While I was on prep, I think my lowest calories was like, can't remember, either 1100 or 1600, and I was doing like a ton of cardio and working out. So like, I kind of did like two separate, during med school I didn't really do a prep, but I did like a cutting diet, and my calories were actually a little bit lower than they were on my contest prep, but I wasn't doing cardio. I wasn't really as active as I was on my contest prep. So it really depends on your energy expenditure as well. Brown arm, I appreciate it. Helena, I think it is, asked, what do you do to stop procrastinating while studying? I just tell myself that I'm wasting time and that I need to get back to studying. Um, yeah, I just think about all the time I'm wasting, and that helps a lot. David Lee said, thoughts on cryptocurrency? Uh, they're not good thoughts. um, yeah, I have some money invested in cryptocurrency that's not doing great. So I would probably stay out of it for now, unless you have time to do a ton of research and read up on certain coins, then maybe it's worth it. How many clinical volunteering hours would I recommend? It really depends. I would say, I mean, what are you talking about, pre-med or med school? Extreme Blast said, what do you think of getting into a varsity sports team while doing pre-med? So I was on a varsity sports team while doing pre-med, and it was hard. but I wouldn't go back and do it any different. I thought I mean, it helped me a ton on my med school application. So if you have the opportunity to do it, then I would do it. Let's see. Someone said I'm kind of struggling in college chem right now. Any tips? The thing that helped me in chemistry the most was my just doing practice problems, doing homework. That really helped a lot. And I think the more practice problems you can do, the better. And that will give you definitely a better understanding of what you're doing. Let's see. I'm going to answer one more question. This one's a quick, easy one. Arib asked, how old am I? I am 26. I turned 27 in April. Okay, one more. Let's see. This is a good one. Anthony Mendoza asked, do med students MS3/MS4s see death while rotating? Do you think it affects them since they experienced it early in their career? Yes, you do see death in your third and fourth year. And I don't think so. I think it's really an important experience because that's part of practicing as a doctor. I mean, maybe if you're a dermatologist and you're probably not going to see too much death when you're practicing, but I mean, everyone needs to experience it, and because it's a part of life, and maybe you do see death in dermatology. So it's just something that every field should be prepared for, and I don't think that it really affects anyone's experience because it's early in their career. I saw death before I was even accepted into med school because I worked as an ER tech. So I mean, that was like one of my main jobs was to do chest compressions on someone who came in on cardiac arrest. So yeah, I saw quite a bit of deaths before I even started med school. So I don't think that it's a bad thing. I think it's a necessary experience. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming into the live stream. If you guys have any questions, you can comment below on this video. This will be on my live stream video, which is linked to my normal YouTube channel. Sorry, it'll be on my live stream channel, not live stream video. Also, send me a message on Instagram if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys later.